Alright, y'all. Today we're gonna be doing some legendary weapon slander. I'm not gonna lie. I am going to flame every single person, everyone from the Deepwoken community, every single one of you. There is no one safe. I do not care who you are. I don't care what type of weapon you use. You are being slandered. Alright, let's get into it. First off, hero blades. If you use the hero blade of flame, you definitely think you're special by running all those slam attacks. You're going Rising Frost, Rising Flame. You even take up Saint Sworn to get that Gale Breathe Slam. You think you're special, but you're just some homeless bum. I ain't gonna lie. Next up, Hero Blade of Frost. You don't even have to ask. Everyone knows who uses this weapon. Salt Chemist Cheese, Blood Rin Cheese, Chime Cheese. These are the people in Chime who use Iceberg. They run away and they use Iceberg. Spam Judgment the whole time. Alright, next up, Gale Breathe. Y'all are the most pretentious people to ever play this game. All you do is make a build that gets as tanky as possible, run away and spam long range Gale attacks. And then when you do get it close, you're either running Specialist set to do a billion damage in half a second, or you're just spamming every single Gale move you know. You're going Gale Lunge, Astral Wind Champions World Throw. And it's the least skilled thing in the game, I swear. Next up, Hero Blade of Thunder. You're just running and spamming the crit. You have no skill. You're literally just running and spamming the crit. And you think you're special when you don't use Surge Path because you think that Shock is some hidden sec. Nope. We all see you. You're nothing special. Don't worry, little snowflake. Next up, Shadowcast. If you're still on this weapon after all the nerfs, you're either Depth's Demon or you need to grow up. Because this thing has been nerfed into the ground. It is no longer the mobility demon that it was. And not much else to say besides the fact that you need to think your life choices. And if you thought you used Saint Blade and you thought you were safe, no, you're not. If you use Saint's Blade, you are a bum. I'll say it here. I'll say it now. You are a bum. The only thing you do is cheese. You run those 400 HP glass cannon builds with Specialist set, and you think, well, I'm special because I'm using Saint Sworn with Specialist. You're not. We all see you. We all know you're just doing the same old cheese. You got no skill. Don't worry. You don't have to say it. Alright, next up, we got legendary weapons. Starting off with the Flame Charm legendaries. Pyre Keeper. We get it. You like critical attacks. You don't need 6 of them, okay? I don't need to see you crouch, fly, do a backflip, turn around, and get a unique critical off of it. It also doesn't help that all of you see the fact that the running critical refreshes the critical cooldown. That's the only thing you spam all game. Every single charm match, that's the only button you know how to press. Next up, Pleatsky's Inferno. I mean, I personally use this weapon. I think it's a great weapon. And because it's great, it's also for skillless people. I mean, hey, I'm saying how it is. If you use this weapon, 9 times out of 10, you don't know what you're doing. You're just pressing that critical every time you get the chance because you like the damage it does. And if you use it like I do on my blood build, every time you hit that critical, you get a free 6%. You get 50 temporary HP because God knows that critical is broken. Rosen's Hellflame. Quit. Either get off the weapon or just stop playing the game. Okay? You're playing rifle. I don't wish that upon anyone. It is the most boring way to play this game. That is worse than watching paint dry for 12 hours straight. And I've essentially done that before with a Gourd Scripper trial. I did that for 14 hours. I'd rather do that again than have to use a Rosen's Hellflame. It's the most boring weapon in this game. You have no friends. You have nothing going on in your life. You're 40 without a job. Next up, Frostdraw. Grand Sudaruska. You just spam the critical. You just spam the critical hoping you get a guard break. And whenever that thing doesn't guard break, you complain the fact that the critical keeps getting nerfed. Every time the critical doesn't last for the eternity of a lifespan, you sit back and you just start yelling at your computer screen thinking that Agamotsu's going to listen to you. He ain't. Trust me, he isn't. Next up, Kier Swincer. You think you're a little, a little bit of tech because you're using this. You don't. You're just using the critical. You're just getting the undodgeable. You think you're all that, but don't worry. We see you. We just don't care about you. Next up, Hellbreaker. Honestly, this is one of the only ones I ain't gonna slander. Okay, I'm lying. If you use this weapon, you think you're some special, unique person because you're using this 3-stage critical mechanic and no one uses this weapon. There's a reason no one uses it. If I see you press the critical, I'm gonna hit F, you're gonna do 0 posture damage, and I'm gonna take 2 sips back. And you've officially wasted both of our time. If you're using this weapon, please, for the love of God, I'd rather you cook a Grand Sudaruska so I don't have to spend 20 hours in a chime match either sitting there frozen or sitting there running away from your massive AoE bullshit. Next up, Gale Breathe. Oh, I'm about to do some slander. I'm a Gale main. I use curved. I'll say it. If you're using curved, grow up. This thing, unless you're running like 80-80 or 100-100, does barely any damage. The criticals are great for cheese, but if you're playing cheese, you know why we think of you. Ain't a single person on this planet standing on your side. Next up, Wraithclaw. You're using Fist, so, you're a fucking disappointment. Next up, you're using Gale Breathe. Wow, we're really going down a train hill. But not only that, you use this weapon and you think that it is the most unique and profound thing you've ever come up with. It is the exact same build every single time, I swear to God. There is not a single unique build with this weapon. Every time I see this weapon, it is the exact same build. You literally just M1, Revenge, Wraithclaw crit. Some variation of Attunementless with Wraithclaw, and a Gale Lunge and Astral Wind. There's nothing unique about your build. Next up, Thundercall. Storm's Eye. Again, you're using Rifle. I feel bad for you. I feel bad that you had to pick up this weapon, hold it in your hands, and use it. That must be the most god-awful feeling on the planet. And no one cares for the aerial special. Like, congratulations, your aerial attack teleports. Go equip a mantle. It does nothing for you. You're not special. Get off the weapon. Please. No one likes you. You don't like yourself. Bolt Crusher. There's a reason it's banned from Deep League. There's a reason it's banned from any person who has ethics. Because this weapon is stupid. It does way too much damage, has way too much AoE, and for some reason, the critical can hit you from 1,000 meters away and still guard break you because it's a heavy weapon. It also just applies knockdown, because why wouldn't it? Right of Authority. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot this weapon existed. This thing on release seemed like the holy grail. This seemed like the God's giving gift. This shit is so ass. You hit the critical on someone, you are giving them a free recovery of their posture. You do 2% damage, and then they get a free parry off and get all their posture back. This weapon is horrible. I'd argue you could use a base Dormant Splinter, not even crafted into an Unbright Witherblade or anything else, and you would find more value than using a Right of Authority. And if you're using the weapon, you know that too. Next up, Shadowcast. Crit Blade. Shadowcast users. You know that you are the least skilled people on the planet. And you know that because you're using a weapon with 9 shadow scaling, hyper armor, massive AoE, stun, and the ability to blind everyone around you. You are playing this solely for the fact that you're running a build that makes you tanky as hell, so that you can never parry and just get all of your hyper armor BS to go through. Ain't nobody in your life who wants to be friends with you if they know you're playing on this. Next up, Deep Spindle. I ain't gonna lie, I'm the world's biggest Deep Spindle glazer, but even I gotta admit it at this point. Hop off the weapon. It's released. It's nerfed. That's the life cycle of every weapon except for fucking Crit Blade for some reason. This weapon, the guard break, sure, it's nice. The running attack forces you to use a pretty garbage helmet. Like, congratulations, you're hurting yourself unless you hurt yourself by not using a better helmet for more physical or more HP. Wheel and Woe. If you remember this weapon existed, bonus points. You get brownie points. If you use this weapon, I'm taking those back. Because what compelled you? What compelled you to use this thing? This thing does no damage at all. There's nothing to this weapon that deals any form of damage. It has janky animations, sure. But every time you use the critical, someone's just going to take half a step back and you're going to whiff every single part of it. Not to mention, it's a spear that's broken into 2 and it's just 2 little stubs. It's the equivalent of using a spear with the range of a fist weapon. It's not a good weapon. Please find something new. Not for my sake, for yours. Because if you want to use it, go ahead. I'm going to just make fun of you the whole fight. Next up, Iron Sing. Ignition Deep Crusher. Honestly, you're somewhat respectable if you use the sword version. Because if you're using the sword version, then you don't really know what you're doing. You're a permafresh, you got gifted the weapon. And we're all here to wave you on, give you on your journey, except for the depth gankers, especially Umbral Hand. Run away from them if you're using the sword version. They'll see you. They'll know you're a perma freshie. They'll come after you. If you're using the hammer version, the club version, you're either one, an insane depth ganker, or two, you just love Iron Sling way too much. You just love using the Iron Pole Jailer spam because you just want to apply as many Iron Rods as possible. You know you'd be better off using 90% of other weapons or just playing heavy Iron Sing or light Iron Sing because of the next weapon we're going to be talking about. But you just want to use medium weapons because you want to feel like you're playing a balanced game. You're using a legendary, you know you're not playing a balanced game. Iron Requiem. Every person who uses this weapon does one of two things. They either spam the critical and then just run away and reload, or they get up in your face and feint every Iron Sing launcher in the entire game just to land one bullet, then run away, wait for all their ether to regenerate. And then as soon as they're out of ether, they just spend the whole match complaining. If you're in Shine, and if you're in a gank, oh god forbid you're in a gank against an Iron Sing player. Because the only thing they're going to do is sit back, spam Metal Gatling, Metal Rain, every AoE thing known to mankind. For some reason, they'll pull up with an Ice Fissure even though they're on Iron Sing, because anything to combine Frost Draw with Iron Sing. Now there is one more weapon that I kind of want to mention. It's the Augmenter Path, the Metal Greatsword. If you're using this, congratulations. You've figured out one of the stupidest talents in the game that makes no sense. And you're having fun with it. And I agree, it's a cool weapon. Now, why does it have a 50 range? Don't ask me. Do I think it's balanced? No. But it's fun. You don't have any skill if you're using it, but it's fun. Next up, Blood Rends. Flare Blood combos. I was debating putting Flare Blood combos in the Blood section. I'm gonna be honest, because these things were never a part of Blood Rends because it got added before Blood Rending. But I kind of have to do it. It's a light weapon. It's daggers. It's Blood Rends. It's intelligence. Everything about this weapon should make it the most obnoxious thing in the game. And surprisingly, it isn't. But it's up there because it has one of the fastest swing speeds ever. Every time you see someone running this weapon, they're either an absolute idiot or they're running this with Lightning Cloak and Flame Within to get infinite Lightning Cloak and just chase you down while swinging 20 times in a second. Blood Valor. This weapon is, oh my god. All you do with this weapon is try to think that you're smart by faking out with the different criticals that just have different windups. And it's nothing special. Either that or you're just spamming air swings because of hyper armor. Sanguine Transfuser. I've said this before. The only reason you're using this weapon if you're in Chime is to cheese yourself out the map. And if you're cheesing yourself out the map, I personally hope that you quit the game. I mean, you can come back a day later and not use that build. But if you're using that build, I think you need to be done for the day because someone hurt you today and you need to rethink your choices tomorrow. Next up is Shadowcast and Bloodrend weapon, the Red Death. I'm not gonna lie, this weapon has prospects. It really did. And then we got whatever pathetic running critical. We heard new running critical for the Red Death. We were so excited. And it was the most garbage critical this game has. I don't think there is a single critical attack in this game that is worse. I'd argue that fully charging a Stoneheart critical from 20 feet away from someone and walking away from them so it intentionally can't hit them is more valuable than using this critical. Basically, if you're using this thing, I have no idea. Just equip anything different, please. If you don't have the require, please, dude. You're hurting yourself. Next up, non-elemental weapons. Heavy. I'm gonna call out some of you in specific, but if you're using heavy weapon in general, you're not good. We all know it. You know it. And if you've tried to convince yourself to think you're good at the game because you're using heavy weapon, I want you to rewatch any clip of your gameplay. And I want you to watch as every single time your opponent hits you, you just don't care because you air swing with hyper armor. If you're using Eden Brand Hellcoil, we already know you're cheesing. There's no value to the weapon. If you're using that damn pumpkin launcher, that Fortnite-looking pumpkin launcher, I hope whoever hurts you is out of your life. because you need to walk back into the light, because if you touch that weapon, I swear to God, every person in your guild is going to leave you. If you are not the guild leader, you will be kicked. If they see you running that weapon, someone's going to be disappointed in you. I know I will be. Forge Great Hammer. I've just said this before. This weapon has so much hyper armor. There's no reason for this weapon to have this much hyper armor. Can we get rid of its hyper armor? It knocks down. It has hyper armor. It has longer range for some reason. Get this thing out. And it's a great hammer, so it does all posture damage in the world. Dustguard Axe. You know, pretty respectable. Until you use an Amp Overdrive stupid combo to deal all of someone's HP with a specialist set. And, what makes this worse, is if you're running Dustguard Axe, your build also probably runs Sovereign's Punishment. Sovereign's Punishment is a weapon that if you use, you are using for one express purpose, to one-shot someone's posture. And you know what's the saddest part? Is it is the most skillless thing in this game, and it will somehow never be nerfed, because I'm 99% sure Agamatsu uses this. I swear, on God, I'm 99% sure Agamatsu uses either Specialist or he uses Sovereign's Punishment, because neither of them are getting nerfed. Next, Pale Morning. Verse 1 Demons. Graduate, please. I know it's a great hammer, so it's good already. But there's so many better options. Like, every time I see one of you, I just have to think, I really have to fight another Gale Breathe Pale Morning, a 300-year-old build with a moon ring so they just don't look like a bum. Just grow up. Verse 1's over. We're past verse 2. We're in verse 3. You know, we may never get verse 4 because God knows layer 3 isn't dropping for the next 3,000 years, but please just pick something else. It's such a boring weapon. Next up, medium weapons. Honestly, chill. I don't think if you're using medium, there's much wrong with you. I think you're going to try to think you're unique by using some different variation, critical, or something that, you know, makes you really think that you're innovating with some motif. Not really. It's all just a slash. It's either a slash or a slam. I mean, that's all they do. Spears, it's just 2 slashes or a slam. Every sword is just a slash. And for some reason, maces, they're slash and slam. For some reason, they do blunt and slash damage sometimes. I will say, though, if you use a spear and you S-hold the entire Chime fight, I feel bad for you. Because God knows you have something better you could be doing with your day. Next up, Purple Cloud. I know I just talked about all the medium weapons, but I don't consider this thing a medium weapon. I consider this thing a god-awful creation. You're using this weapon, there's 3 things about yourself that you think are impressive. 1, you think that your builds are good. They're not. They're not. Don't worry. 2, you think that you're an off-meta demon. You think that, oh, I'm using the Purple Cloud with Elastic or Chilling, that I'm doing something so unique. You're not. You're not. Grow up, please. Grow up. Find something else better to do. And, finally, you think that you are the most immaculate medium weapon player out there. You're not playing a medium weapon, you're using fist animations with barely slower than fist swing speed. There's nothing about this weapon that makes it a medium weapon. The only thing this is a god-awful creation. Daggers. Daggers as a whole. I hate every single one of you. Every single one of you. All you do is play Frost Dagger or Thunder Dagger with a Cerulean Knife. Every Chime match we play, I parry all your attacks. You parry all my attacks. I don't parry some late attacks. You don't parry some attacks. Either way, we're making it to final death. And it's just the most boring thing. We've both wasted 7 minutes of each other's time. And the worst part is I'll get to final death. I'll have hit you with the most crazy combos ever, and somehow you're still 50% health. Like, god damn. Just die already. Fist weapon. Any fist weapon. I don't even care if it's Iron Cestus. I don't even care if it's base Justicar or base Fist. I don't care what fist style you're using. Please, please, find someone on this planet who loves you. Because I'm struggling to find someone for you. Please get off Fist. It's the same thing as Purple Clouds. You just use janky animations, range that doesn't make sense, and blunt damage posture bypass to make it so that for some reason every M1 does 30% posture. The only exception, the World Piercer gauntlets, because if you're using those weapons, I I really want to know why. I need you to write me a full documentary on why. I'm gonna turn into Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash, and I'm going to scold you for using it because it is literally a worse Gaunts of Enmity. It At every single point that they are equipable, it does less damage. It has less swing speed. It has, I'm pretty sure, less posture damage. It is an objectively worse Gaunts of Enmity. And don't say you can't get a Gaunts of Enmity, because there's no way you have a World Piercer Gauntlets but not a Gaunts of Enmity. Everyone's running an Enmity. Next up, one-hand gun. You're either a Tumulus or one-hand gun with Silent Heart. The only thing you know how to do is run away, reload, and M1. And abuse Mantle, which I'll get into in a second. Your builds do 30% in M1. It does not matter how many times they're nerfed. There's always some stupid thing you manage to figure out to make your gun do so much damage. And you will climb to top 250 Chime and preach the ways that you are the most intelligent build creator and that your build is not cheese. No. No. If you climb to top 250 Chime and you tell someone to use one-hand gun, they will stare at you and they will go, oh, so you're 300 elo. And if you say no, they're going to walk away because now they know you're just an idiot. Next up, it's not a weapon, but the Mantle of Enmity. This item is an undroppable, untradeable, RNG hell item to obtain. If you've seen all my videos, you know that I don't have a Mantle of Enmity. I don't use it on any of my builds. And it's because no matter how many goddamn enmities I run, I can't get one. But it's fine, right? You know, because it's rare for me, it's rare for everyone else. That means, shouldn't be a problem with it. No. No. This thing is a direct buff. There is no reason not to use this item. This item procs critical engine. This item is an almost guaranteed posture break. It does like 80% posture. What makes it even worse to fight against is the fact that for some reason, even though they keep saying they nerf the range, it doesn't matter. It's an aerial attack where you can change the direction halfway through. And for some reason that makes it feel like the range is infinite. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If I offended you, please let me know. I'll be glad to do it again. And if you have anything you want to say, if you have any slander you want to add on, please go ahead. I'd love to hear it. And if you want to know what I think about the weapons that I use and the builds I use, I think all my builds are great. The weapons I use are great. And the only reason they're great is because they need to be nerfed. I only make builds that need to be nerfed because why would I make anything else in this Deepwoken meta? What's the point? Anyways, if you want any of my builds, links in my Discord, down in the description. Join up. We're here. We're chill. Peace out. Have a good one. See you in the next video.